Today is the 29th of July 2024. Okay, and we are on a series of graph work, and we are at the moment we are looking at quadratic graph. This is the 5th video. We might have to do maybe up to 10 videos because I will have to do more graphs, maybe the SQ graphs and stuff. Okay, unfortunately, it is holidays, so I might not come 5 days in a week, but I might come maybe 2 or 3 days in the week, so that I can also get rested, ready for September. Okay, so treat these videos as if they were following one another. Okay, because if I was doing it every day, that is the order in which I would have done it. Okay, so you could see that I've written the date, but I had to cancel it twice. Okay, also last time we looked at the parabola opening downwards, and we said if the x squared is negative, then it's going to open downward. Okay, so today we are looking at another example of a parabola opening downward. Okay, and that will be our 5th video on graphs. Okay, so at today, I'm not going to, the starter I'll do, it will be the table of the graph that we are going to look at, and then from there we would draw a graph. I will explain, we'll use the graph to answer some questions, and that will be it for now. Okay, so normally I would have started with all this, but now I'll just show you whilst I recap, so that you can just read it out to yourself, so that the video will be more shorter. Okay, now the recap. Watch last video for recap. Okay, now we drew, in the last video we drew the graph y equals minus x squared, and because of the negative it opened downward, and previously we had done y equals x squared, which is positive, so it opened upward. Okay, I could have brought a negative maybe 5x plus 1, or 1 plus minus 5x, but I wanted to show you that the same graph, one negative x and the other positive, that is the difference. Okay, so you can watch both graphs and see the difference. Okay, now so we are going to complete this equation here, and this graph also, we've seen it, we've done 2x squared plus 5x. So if you look at this graph, but here the x squared is attached with minus 2, so we are expecting a graph that will open downward. Okay, I used the table method to solve. Now they said we should do it in the interval of minus 2 to 4. So x is minus 2 all the way to 4 here. So I use the table, so I know what x is. So 5x. So if x is minus 2, 5x will be minus 10. So for each value of x, I found 5x. So here 5x for minus 1 is minus 5. 5x for 0 is 0. 5x for 1 is 5. 5x for 2 is 10. 5x for 3 is 15. And 5x for 4 is 20. Definitely we need this because the first part of the equation is 5x. Then we need minus 2x squared. So first I'm going to do x squared. Do 2x squared and then negate it. Okay. So x squared 4 minus 2 is 4. Okay. 4 minus 1 is 1. For 0 is 0. For 1 is 1. 2 is 4. 3 is 9. 4 is 16. Now 2x squared. So we have x squared. So 2x squared will be 8. For 4. 2 for 1. 0 for 0. 2 for x squared equals 1. 8 for x squared equals 4. 18 for x squared equals 9. And 16 for x squared. And 32 for x squared equals 16. Now we negate it because we need the negative of that. So whatever 2x is, we just add a negative. So when 2x squared is 8, minus 2x squared will be negative 8. Here it will be minus 2. 0 minus 2 minus 8. Minus 18 and minus 32. Now we want to find y equals 5x squared minus 2x. So 5x squared there minus 2x. So what it will be is minus 10 minus 8 minus 18 minus 5 minus 2 minus 7. 0, 0 is 0. 5 minus 2 is 3. 10 minus 8 is 2. 15 minus 18 is minus 3. 20 minus 32 is minus 12. Okay. Also, you can guess test it. So, assuming x equals 2, so y equals 10 minus 8, which is 2. So when x is 2, y equals 8. So your table is right. So here is your table. Okay. Now, after you got your table, I normally write the coordinates out. Okay, because if assuming you crisscross or you are autistic and then maybe you pick one minus 2 and you pick the wrong value for y, then you are going to get the wrong answer. You have to figure it for a long time. If it's classwork, well, it doesn't matter. But if it's exam, then it matters because the more you do that, the more you waste time. Okay, so I'll rather write the coordinates, okay, and use it to plot the graph. So these are the coordinates, minus 2, 18. So now normally in the exam they will give you the grade, then you have to fill it. So a graph of 5x minus 2x squared. Okay, y equals 5x minus 2x squared. That is just the date for the reference. That is my y-axis. Okay, and that is my x-axis here. Okay, the y-axis, I only started for +4 because I need -18, so I brought it negative, so I had to push the x-axis a bit upward. Okay, as you can see, equal intervals, that is the origin. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So as you can see here, when x is -2, okay, y is -18, so -18 there and -2 there. Okay, there, all the way here. So you can use a ruler to get that point here. When x is -1, y is -7. When x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 3. When x is 2, y is 2. When x is 3, y is -3. And then when x is 4, y is -12. So your x coordinate first and then your y. So your x-axis and then y, so this will be 3, 3. So you have +3 for the x and -3 for y. Okay, you can't go wrong on this one. So after you finish, you use your free hand. In Ghana, when we're young, one of the teachers asked us to use a string or a soft broom, the one from palm branches, so it will look a lot nicer. If not, try, because if it is broken and faded, they won't give you the marks, the full marks. Okay, so this is my free hand. Okay, as you can see, just try. Okay, there. So that is my parabola. Yeah, opening downward. And that is my turning point here. Okay. So after I've drawn the graph, I've given it a title, I've labeled the x-axis. That is my graph. You can label it y equals 5x minus 2x squared. But that is also the reason why you've given it a title. Okay, so now we've seen that then because of the -2 attached to the x squared, the graph has opened downward. Okay, so now use the above table and the coordinates to plot. So that is just we've done. That's what we've done. Find the values of x graphically. Okay, so you go on your when y is 0, so you go on the graph and find the line y equals 0, which is the x-axis, and then you find the values of x where the graph cuts the x-axis. So if you look here, this is one value, 0, 0, and this is the second value, 2.5. Okay, so it will be 0 and 2.5. So 0, 0 and 2.5, positive 2.5 and 0. Another way you can check before you give your answer is, because they've not asked you to do this, I will do it and rub it off, okay, because they say find it graphically. So I equate my parabola equation to 0. So I have x out 5 minus 2x squared. So x is 0, or 5 minus 2x squared is 0. So x will be 5 over 2, which is 2.5, which we got from the graph. And if you have this knowledge, okay, it can also help you plot an accurate parabola. But even if you don't do this and you don't know this, and you shouldn't get more than 2.4 here, and maybe you shouldn't get more than they will give a range. So immediately you are getting more than that, then you should start checking. But I can check this, I will check on the side and then use it to answer the question. Is that okay? Now find the turning point on the graph. So the turning point here now is this highest point. Because it's a parabola, this is the highest point, turning downward. This becomes our highest point. So as you can see here, it's 1, 3. So that will be the turning point for your parabola. So here now, you have a turning point of 1 and 3. Okay. So the same equation, the only difference here is one is opening upward and one is opening downward. But now we've done two of them, y equals minus x squared, and we've done the positive x squared, and then here the minus the 2x squared is negative, today's graph. So we realize that it's opening downward. Okay, so if you see a quadratic equation, you should be able to say this graph will open upward or downward before you even start doing the graph work. Okay, so if maybe you are getting values that are different, you are not getting what you want, then you can quickly check, because maybe you did something wrong in your table. Maybe you got some of the coordinates wrong. Okay, and as I said, graph work carries a lot of marks. So if you are going to do it, you as well collect all the marks. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video, and I'll see you in the next.